Welcome to a new video. We will solve a SQL interview question in this video. Let us go through the question. A teacher in a school has created a table called seat underscore arrangement, and it consists of student name and corresponding seat ID with respect to each student. And there is a column ID which is continuously incremented by 1. Now the teacher's name is Ruby wants to change the seat for adjacent seat. Now we have to write a query to output the result for the teacher. Let us query the input table and we will go through the expected output table and see what is the result table that we are going to obtain. Execute this query, and this is the input table that we are having, which consists of two columns. The first column is id and the second column is student name. This id corresponds to the seat id with respect to each student. Now the teacher want to rearrange the seat such that the students will be assigned adjacent seats. Now I have created the expected output in the Excel file. Let us go through that as well. So this is the result table that we are looking to attain. So when we compare the input table and the result table, we can see that corresponding to student Emma, in the input table, the seat ID is 1. When coming to result table, we can see that Emma has been assigned seat ID 2. In the first table, corresponding to John, the seat ID is 2. But in the result table, corresponding to John, seat ID is 1. So basically, adjacent students are swapping their seats with respect to the initial seat they were assigned. Now, similarly, when considering Sophia and Donald, we can see that Donald has been assigned 3 in the result table and Sophia has been assigned 4 in the result table. But it was not the case with the input table. And coming to the final record, which is corresponding to Tom, we can see that there is no seat ID which is 6. So in the result table also, Tom will be assigned the same seat ID. So that is a special case that we have to consider when writing the query. Now let us go back to SSMS and write query for the same. We will start with the select clause. Basically, we can split the query into two parts. The first part is where ID is odd, and the second part will be where ID is even. So we will start with the even part. Select star from seat arrangement table. That is the name of the table. And now we are going to write the where condition based on the ID column. ID using the modulus operator 2 equals 0. Now execute this and we will get the result where the ID will be only even. Execute this. Now we can simply write a expression for the new ID column which the teacher is going to assign for the student. That is ID minus 1. This is the new ID, new underscore ID. So John will be assigned ID 1, that is 2 minus 1, and Donald will be assigned 4 minus 1, 3. That will be their new ID. Execute this and we will get a new column, which is the new ID. Now let us keep it there. We will write the second part of the query, which is corresponding to ID odd. Select star from the same table, seat arrangement table. We will copy the entire table name as well as the where condition. But here we are going to change the where condition where ID modulus 2 not equal to 0, which means we will fetch all the record where ID is odd. Execute this. Now we have the record for which ID is odd. But here we have to consider a special case, that is Tom should be assigned the same seat ID. It should not be changed in the final output. So what happens is we should basically add one ID for Emma and Sophia, but in case of Tom, it should remain same. So we will write a case statement here. Case when ID plus 1 in. Now we will open and close parenthesis, and inside that we will write a select statement separately. So we will write the select statement within the parenthesis and then continue with the case statement. So here select ID from the same table, which is seat underscore arrangement, which basically tells that the ID should be present in the input table. Then only in the new ID column, ID should be incremented by 1. Otherwise, ID should be ID itself without any modification with respect to the input table. Now, then the result should be ID plus 1. We will place this also inside one parenthesis. Now we will write the second statement, that is else ID end. And this is the new ID with respect to odd IDs. Now execute this and we will get ID corresponding to students with the odd seat IDs. Now Emma has been assigned a new ID of 2, Sophia has been assigned new ID 4, and Tom has been assigned the same ID which is 5. Now we will write a union all clause with respect to both the table. Union all, place the entire query inside a parenthesis. Now we will Consider this query as a subquery. So in most of the query we have been using CTE. So in this case we will use subquery. So we'll write select star from the table, simply give an alias name A. Execute this and we will get the result. But in the final result, we only require new ID. We don't want the previous ID which was assigned to the student initially. So what we will do is we will write instead of star new underscore ID as ID, comma, student underscore name. Now execute and we will get the exact same result which we saw initially in Excel. Also, one more thing we can do here is we can write an order by clause so that the result will be ordered with respect to ID column. Order by ID in ascending order. Execute this. The result is ordered in ascending order with respect to ID column. There are also different methods to obtain the same result. By using a case statement itself, we can get the result which we saw. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe for more. Thank you.